Today, a group of Republican senators are demanding a federal investigation into Planned Parenthood after a second video, even more shocking than the first, has been released. The senators want a probe to find out if Planned Parenthood has violated federal law prohibiting the sale of human fetal tissue for profit. In the secretly recorded video obtained by a pro-life group, the Center for Medical Progress, a Planned Parenthood executive, Dr. Mary Gatter, is seen negotiating over the price for intact fetal body parts. It's a graphic video. It's a disturbing video. I'll warn you, it is hard to watch, but it's something you should see.
What would you expect for intact tissue? What sort of compensation? What sort of...
Well, why don't you start by telling me what you're used to paying?
Okay. I don't think so. I would like to know what would make you happy. What would work for you?
Well, you know, in negotiations, the person who throws out the figure first is at a loss, right? So.
No, I don't look at it that way. I know you want to play that game. I get it, but I want
low ball because I'm used to low things from.
You know what? If you low ball, I'll act pleasantly surprised, and you'll know it's a low ball.
Okay.
What I want to know is what would work for you. Don't low ball it.
Okay.
Tell me what you really.
It's been years since I've talked about compensation, so let me just figure out what others are getting, and if this is in the ballpark, then that's fine. If it's still low, then we can talk about it. I want to land with you more.
And she repeated it again. I want a Lamborghini. Fox News legal analyst Lise Wiehl joins me along with Paige, Winfield, Cunningham, healthcare reporter for the Washington Examiner. And Lise, it's illegal to traffic in human tissue, fetal tissue.
Right.
When you listen to that recording, what's your take? Do you think that was a negotiation?
It's a haggling. It's a negotiation. It's kind of going back and forth, a little bit of a wink, like I'll abide by the law, but then clearly I won't. It's a low-balling technique. Let's see how low I can go. Let's see how high I can go. It is a negotiation, no matter how you slice it, and completely against the law because you cannot sell fetal baby parts. That's what we're talking about. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And she goes beyond that. She wants to get the specimens that are less crunchy. So let's do a different kind of method, which means there's a different method of the abortion. And that's also illegal.
That's also illegal.
Absolutely.
In other words, she would have to offer a different kind of care to the woman in order to do that procedure.
And get that woman's consent. What is the woman consenting to? Does she know she's consenting to the fetal baby parts being sold? I don't think so. She can't consent to that, by the way, because it's illegal.
So in your view, this is a negotiation,
yes.
And this is illegal. I want to share with both you and Paige the response from Planned Parenthood. They say that there's no financial benefit for the tissue, that they're not making money off of this. They issued a video response. Watch this.
Recently, an organization that opposes safe and legal abortion used secretly recorded, heavily edited videos to make outrageous claims. I want to be really clear. The allegation that Planned Parenthood profits in any way from tissue donation is not true.
So they're out there saying it's not true, and they're blaming the other group, saying that the video was edited, etc. I don't know. If it were me and I was running this organization, I would say, this woman is done.
She's out.
She's fired.
Right.
Because she does seem to be negotiating on that tape, and it's absolutely horrific. Are they handling this, Paige, in an appropriate way?
Well, I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of the upcoming election and the spending battles this fall, it's really kind of bad timing for Planned Parenthood and great timing for Republicans. I mean, this is the best opportunity they've had in years to try to defund the organization. And even if they aren't able to prove that Planned Parenthood did anything illegal, it's a wonderful opportunity for them to highlight the country's largest abortion provider, call for defunding it, and frankly highlight the procedure of abortion itself and how gruesome it can be. You've seen a lot of Republicans using words like sickening and disgusting. Representative Joe Pitts last week said it was gross. So I think they're really going to be highlighting how these videos talk about crushing fetal organs in order to keep them intact as a way to really kind of draw attention among the public to what's going on in some Planned Parenthood clinics.
Well, I think it also, look, technology is there nowadays in a way that it just wasn't
Right.
years ago. And so you can actually see what a human life looks like at 10 weeks or 12 weeks in an ultrasound. And this technology, you're looking at that right there. I mean, it really shows that there's a life that's being formed. And I think that it's becoming a much more significant issue, Lisa, as a result.
Absolutely. And when you see the pictures and when they see them talking about non-crushing, what they mean is non-crushing that little unborn baby. You know, that's what they're talking about. And then selling them at the market because the non-crushed material specimens are worth more on the open market. Selling that.
Where do you think this goes, Lisa? I mean, we were hearing from Paige, it's obviously going to become a political issue, but where do you think, for example, this doctor winds up? Will she be sued? Is she doing something illegal?
Yes. I think the first video that we saw last week was kind of on the borderline. This, to me, is illegal. And don't forget, there are more videos that are going to come out. So if these videos come out, I think a prosecutor's got to take this case. At a certain point, you've got to look at these videos, whether they're edited or not. She said those things, and pursue some litigation.
And Paige, of course, senators are calling for an investigation.
Well, absolutely. And this really has been snowballing over the last week. Rand Paul actually filed an amendment today to try to defund Planned Parenthood. There's a chance that could get a vote before they leave for August recess. There's also a chance there could be votes in the House, although it's probably more likely over the fall. But I think there's really a sense that this is a great opportunity for Republicans. And you don't see a lot of Democrats so far jumping to the defense of Planned Parenthood. Steny Hoyer tried to deny earlier this week.
There's not much to defend here when it's illegal.
And when you watch videos like that are so disturbing, it really brings it home, I think, for a lot of people. Anyway, thank you, Lisa and Paige.